Okay, so a lot of people are saying evacuate Florida, evacuate Florida. Let me tell y'all. For one, we can't. Everybody backed up on the highway right now. I can't go nowhere. Flights is out of their ass for two. And then on top of that, where the I'm gonna go? Y'all, we can only go north. We can't go nowhere. And then the airports, flights is expensive. I just checked the app. Who paying that? I can't afford that. Not right now. But no, like I'm not. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm on the first floor. Like I said, I live on the first floor.
One thing I'm gonna tell you is this: for as long as I've been on this earth, right? One thing I learned about Florida, they don't budge. They stand on their own and they stand on what they mean. They don't backtrack. And listen, I done seen plenty of videos with people saying, listen, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying here. I can care less what kind of weather is going on outside. With that being said, we're about to react to TikTok Floridians telling you that they ain't going nowhere. They staying right where they at. And also, it is not easy for people to just evacuate like that. You need money, you need proper planning. I say this, if you live in Florida, you should at least, before anything happens, buy enough wood so you could board up your windows and your doors. Just leave it in a stash somewhere, whether it be at a storage unit or in your garage. Another thing, I've seen people saran wrapping their cars up as if they don't have insurance, but hey, it is what it is. Some people get a little weird when they panic, you know? With that being said, let's pray for them. Let's hope that this hurricane actually misses them. Misses everyone, you understand? Wherever it hits, it's not even residential. With that being said, let's see how this is about to turn out. Sit back and react with your boy. Again, let's send our prayers out to all Floridians. Sit back and react. Let's go.
On the first floor.
Y'all do know that two things can be true at once, right? Because as we see what's going on with Hurricane Milton, as it actively is pacing towards the state of Florida and stands to cause damage and maybe even take the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, there are people on the other end who are screaming that this has nothing to do with politics and everything to do with weather. But what I think y'all fail to consider is that the people of Florida are quite literally saying the politicians' response to this natural disaster is what is concerning to them. Now, while I clearly understand that there is some misinformation that is circulating the internet about who's responsible and what support at what level of government people can interact with natural disasters, but I also want to point out that the mayor of Tampa literally said that if people do not evacuate, that they stand to lose their lives. If y'all have been paying attention, the people of Florida are quite literally saying they cannot evacuate. There's no gas left anywhere. They cannot purchase gas. I spoke to one of my friends today that lives in Tampa. I called to check on him. He went to 15 gas stations. There's no gas anywhere for him to get to leave. On top of that, the people who have attempted to evacuate because they had the gas are reporting that they're stuck in traffic so bad that they don't think they're going to make it out. In addition to that, ticket prices have gone up so much so that no one can even afford to get out of Florida. And that's before they grounded all of the flights. So I do think that there's a conversation about politics when we're talking about something this severe. And it is quite tone deaf to get on television and say that I am telling people that if they don't evacuate, they will lose their life. And that is not a dramatization. They're quite literally stuck there. What good is that response?
We are not evacuating for Hurricane Milton, even though we are in the Tampa Bay area and we are dead center in the cone of uncertainty. But there's a few reasons why, and this is one of the reasons right here. But we are not in an evacuation zone, are we? No, we're not in an evacuation zone. We are not going to get the storm surge. The people that are going to get the storm surge, yes, they should evacuate. It's going to be up to 12 feet of water, which is crazy. We've never seen anything like that in this area. But fortunately for us, we are not in that zone. And also, we did consider slightly evacuating, especially because of having a newborn baby with us. And the traffic is ridiculous. This is a massive amount of people that are trying to leave the state of Florida because the only place to go is north. And they are just piling on the road. They are running out of gas at the gas stations. And my biggest fear is starting to drive up there and running out of gas and being stranded on the side of the road. It is happening to people. We do not have a very good fuel efficient vehicle. So that is my worst nightmare. And can you imagine this little one being stranded on the side of the road with my two girls and us? Yeah, that would be miserable. He is having a blast doing this video. Also, we are Florida natives. We are pretty prepared for this. We have all our hurricane supplies. We are still worried about it. We are expecting to go without power for a while. So we have our generator. We have plenty of food. We have snacks. We know that we are expected to have high winds.
One thing I can remember or recall, I believe it was Hurricane Sandy. Listen, Hurricane Sandy damaged New York City. When I say damaged, in the places where it wouldn't even get flooded the way it did, I'm telling you, I believe cars were floating 3 stories high. So I predict the same thing is going to happen over here. I don't believe Hurricane Sandy was a Category 5, but this right here is a Category 5, and they saying that's like not too many in history. So let's see how this is going to play out.
And we are going to watch the storm and hopefully stay safe the whole time. I am cleaning. I am doing laundry. I'm baking bread because we might be living off of peanut butter and jelly for a while. And hopefully this guy will stay this happy the whole time because it is going to be a major hurricane and we are right in the middle of it. I will keep you updated. I'll keep sending you videos, but stay safe out there.
We'll say it before. If you choose to stay where there is a direct hit, make sure you write your name on your arm so that we know who you are. You've got to heed these evacuation warnings.
Hurricane Milton update from somebody who is not evacuating. So number one, we live right outside of Tampa, Florida, but we are not in an evacuation zone and we are not in a mobile home. We also have a 6-week-old and I don't want to bring her to a shelter, and she also hasn't pooped in 3 days, so we're kind of dealing with that, and I would be more comfortable in my own home. Something that I don't think people out of state are realizing is like not everyone can actually get out. The gas stations are empty and the traffic is at a complete standstill. Even if we wanted to leave, we only have 100 miles until empty on our car. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say we went to 10 gas stations and there was no gas. We have our storm shutters up. We have food that we could eat that in case we lose power. We have all of the necessities for the little one here. And we're just gonna ride it out and hope for the best. But if you're one of our coastal friends, we are sending you all of the prayers because that's where it's gonna hit the most.
We have seen in the Bay Area in over 100 years. And what that means is if you've lived here all your life, you've never experienced a hurricane this strong before. Now, that assumes that it hits us directly. And right now, that's what it looks like gonna happen. And there's no way that the west coast of Florida is going to escape a major impact, but we don't know exactly where it's going to go just yet. What we do know is as it heads over the southern Gulf of Mexico, the wind shear is up here, but the storm is down there. So it's shielded from the wind shear. And because of that, National Hurricane Center making this a Category 4 for 3 time periods, actually. Look at that. Winds of 145 miles an hour.
In Florida means I'll come home to this. Fixing what happened from Hurricane Helene, and then having to book a $700 flight home again 4 days later because there's another hurricane coming.
It usually takes us 8.5 hours to get from Madeira Beach to our house in Tennessee. It's taken 10.5 hours to get halfway there.
15 hours. It took us 15 hours to go what typically takes 8.5 hours.
Not everybody has the means to evacuate. People don't just have an extra couple $100 laying around so that they can afford not only a hotel room, but the gas to get to wherever they're supposed to be going.
Not for nothing, this is why they always tell you should always have emergency funds. Always, just in case, you understand? We as people need to stop waiting last minute and let reality hit us real hard in the face. We need to be prepared. Remember the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. You understand? If we all just remember the 5 P's, we'll be ready at all times.
I don't have boards for my house. I don't have hurricane shutters, which after this hurricane season, if our house is still standing, I think we're gonna have to invest in hurricane shutters.
We went to like 3 different stores, probably 4, just to find cases of water. Every single gas station we went to, empty.
It is 5:10. I can't sleep. Anxiety through the roof. So, I don't know. The storm supposed to touch down, but Bayshore is already at waist level.
What?
That's not good. The storm haven't even got close, and it's already at waist level. So, that is definitely a bad sign. That means when the storm do get here, all that's going to be extremely high and extremely flooded. The area I'm in, they told us to have enough food for 3 days, enough water for 3 days, to survive without power. I will say if we go without power, I'm going to try to do like a barbecue maybe in my backyard. I do got a lot of water. I did put water in the freezer, so if my power go out, I could throw out in the sink to keep it like good and cold.
I'll tell you this much. When we had Hurricane Sandy, all our power in New York went out. The gas station lines, I believe for an entire week, was based on essential workers, meaning like if you had an essential job, you could skip the line. Definitely use law enforcement. You are a nurse, a lawyer, you can skip the line. But the lines were wrapped around blocks. When I say blocks, we all know New York City blocks are not short.
I got bread, meat. Y'all, I'm so scared. My anxiety is up to here. I cannot sleep. I cannot rest. I'm overthinking. I am ready for this to be done and over. And then I think me seeing the reporter cry is like just top tier for me. I got 3 children. I do got their life jackets. We are ready to survive. And I'm just in mama mode right now, bitch. Like, I'm gonna have to make sure these kids is okay.
We're staying. We're not evacuating. The highways all the way up through Florida are packed, and we are putting up our hurricane shutter.
I went to the store this morning. Charlotte Harbor is hunkering down once again. We do have gas and the generator for when we lose power, and I know you love following the updates.
These are going to be my windows in the front, so we can still see.
We've heard it here that Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, is saying leave now or die.
At this point, I wouldn't even live in Florida. I'll just visit them, and I'll make sure never to visit Florida or anywhere in that part between the month of September and October. I would probably wait till December, and then it could go back to regular programming.
You're not doing that. You're staying put. Could I ask you, Category 5 hurricane protection, what does that mean? What, you got some kind of nuclear bunker down there?
No, it just means I am a degenerate and I love adrenaline. We're going to see how this goes. And I'm here for you guys to report along the way.
What kind of provisions have you got in? Are you going to knuckle down? You got a few beers on the go or what? I mean, you seem like you're having a bit of a party.
Hey, it's Florida. We're having a hurricane party. We got a couple cases at the house.
The last thing I'm going to do in a Category 5 hurricane is get drunk. I mean, you need to be on point. You need to be dangerous. What are you going to be doing when you tipsy?
You know, we're having a good time over here. Hopefully we survive. I think we will. And I'm going to be out there reporting just for you guys.
And I cannot stress enough to all the folks in Florida, in the Tampa area, please listen to evacuation orders. Please listen to your local officials, because I know a lot of folks out there have survived these hurricanes before. This one is going to be very, very serious. And I urge you to please just grab whatever you need. Listen to the orders you're getting from your local officials. They know what they're telling you, and they know what Milton is about to be.
If you're staying for the hurricane, as I am, in Cape Coral, Florida, it's not my first rodeo. For a million reasons, I can tell you why we didn't leave. But anyways, that being said, go get you one of these little red laser flashlight things.
Another thing is what people fail to realize is that they love to challenge the unknown. The weather is unpredictable. Just because they saying you might be safe in the area, I would take that with a grain of salt. You understand what I mean? Because the weather's unpredictable. Everything is a prediction. It's not exact, it's not precise. You know what I mean? So, also, there's so much people who aren't in the best shape to be dealing with being caught in a disaster. I say that to say this: many people don't go to the gym, they don't work out. So guess what? You may have to pick heavy things up. You may have to move a certain way. If you don't train for this, you're not prepared. You understand?
Attach it to your necklace. This way you always have a flashlight, and that little red beam, it can be seen for a long, long way. People can see you.
Ain't nobody looking for that though.
I know what it feels like to have the water come in the dark. I was in Katrina in Slidell, Louisiana. But you got to get all your projectiles up. You got to waterproof and seal everything. You got to stay calm.
Stay
If you are in a flood zone, pull your attic down and get you a chainsaw, a circular saw, a hatchet. Get anything you have if you don't have a tile roof. And so in case you have to get in the attic, you have a way to cut free. That's important. And if you have a car with a lithium battery, do not keep it in your garage. I just moved my dad's Corvette in fear that if it floods again, it will burn the house down. His last Corvette floated around the garage, and he kept getting emails that his car was taking water, and it was driving him crazy. Dark, house is boarded up, and water's coming in. So stay safe out there. And God bless everybody. Get them up there. Take these up there with batteries.
Did you move those bags when you did that?
Yep. While we are hunkering down, I have the attic pulled down. I have the saws up there. I have all the doors taped. Sandbags out. Hurricane shutters are up. I still see lizards and I still see birds. Now, if they disappear tomorrow, that's when I need to worry. I still see wildlife. They know. When the animals go, you know you're going to have a hit.
Yeah, the difference is they could get up and leave immediately. We can't.
Stay safe out there, guys.
Oh man, this is terrible. Let me know if you think they bugging. Let me know if you think they really need to evacuate, or nah, this is not really gonna be a crazy hurricane. They just advertise it as such so that Home Depot and Lowe's can make millions and millions. You understand? With that being said, don't forget, let's say a prayer, moment of silence. All right, with that being said, now make sure you go ahead and hit the notification bell. Definitely leave a comment. Let me know if you think these people are insane or do you stand with them. See you in the next one.